If you are also looking for professional certified structural engineering services or courses, then don't forget to check link in description of this video.
In this video, we'll discuss in detail about the shortcuts in Revit. So let's get started. The first shortcut I'll be discussing is the units shortcut. The shortcut is UN. It gives us units for the shortcut. For the software, let's press UN. You get a menu like this. You can change the units for the software. For example, length is right now specified in the units of millimeters. You can change the unit of angle to radian or other units. Similarly, you can change the units of density, slope, speed, volume, and you can change the digital grouping as well, which can be specified as per the list. You can also change the criteria from here. Let's say we are working for the structural, then the main important units utilized in structural engineering are listed here. You can directly change the units from here and then press OK. For now we haven't changed any units, so we'll press cancel. The next shortcut I'll be discussing is LI. LI creates model line in plan, section or elevation view. So this is the type of line we can create in plan view. Let's open a section view or elevation view. You can see from here. Let's press LI once again. We can select the work plane from here, and you can see we can select work plane. Let's say I have selected work plane grid 2. So I can see that my line is not being shown because the work plane is not showing the grid number 2. So this is a very useful tool for drawing the line directly in section, elevation or plan view. Let's again press LI, and you can see we can draw a detailed line or a model line in plan view. You can also change the style for the model line from here, whether you want to go with hidden lines, medium lines, thin lines, etc. The next shortcut we are going to discuss is drawing grids in Autodesk Revit. Grids, the shortcut key for grids is GR. Let's press GR on the keyboard, and you can directly draw the grid line in Revit. Whether it is a horizontal grid or vertical grid or inclined grid, the GR command can be used to draw grids in plan, section and elevation view. So the next shortcut we are going to discuss is copy command, that is described by CO. If we press copy or CO on the keyboard, the copy command will become active, and select the member you want to copy, press enter. Then you can copy the member or the element selected in plan, section or elevation view. As well as this option works in 3-dimensional view as well. Let's say I selected this wall segment and pressed CO on the keyboard. Then I can move it in 3-dimensional view as well. So that is how copy command shortcut CO works. Let's go back to the plan view. The next shortcut we are going to discuss is move. Move command shortcut is MV. Let's say I have to move this wall, so I'll select this wall and move it like this. You can see in the 3-dimensional view as well where I exactly move this wall. Oh, so it didn't move right now. Let's press the command once again, MV, and select the member we have to move and press enter. So it can move it along the axis which we defined. For example, let's say I want to move this grid. So I selected the grid and press MV and select the base point, that is the point from which we want to move the grid. Let's say I want to move the grid here. So this is how we use the move command for different element types. Then the next command we are going to discuss is placing component or importing component from library. You can directly place component from going to architecture and click on component and place a component, or you can go to structure and then go to component and place a component, but the shortcut is more easy and more faster. You can press CM on the keyboard and you directly get into the menu for importing the component, and that when I press CM on the keyboard, I directly get place component from here. You can load families according to your requirement. The next command we are going to discuss is rotate. Let's say I have to rotate this grids. So either I can go to rotate option in modify grid, or just simply press RO. You can select the base point and then rotate the grid as per your requirements. The shortcut for rotate is RO. Then the next shortcut we are going to discuss is draw mirror, or mirror by drawing axis. For that you have to select the component and press mirror by drawing component, or just directly on the keyboard press DM. Then you'll have to draw the axis for doing a mirror, and then the object can simultaneously be mirrored at your drawn mirror axis. There is another way to mirror a required component. Select the component which you want to mirror about a previously drawn axis and select the mirror pick axis. Pick axis means the axis is already there, you just have to select it. So I have selected my grid line and now I want to mirror it about this wall. So I press MM. MM is the shortcut for selecting mirror. I press tab. So I get mirrored grid which I previously selected about this wall. Exact same distance would be there between this grid to the wall and this grid which is mirrored for this wall. Similarly, we can use RE command to scale any object. Let's say if I have to scale, for example, if I go to any other view, let's go to title sheet. Let's say I have to change the scale of the title sheet or make it larger. So I double click the title sheet and I'll get into the editing mode of the title sheet. Then I select the title sheet and go to modify. In modify, I have the option to scale it rather manually, or you can directly scale it using the command of RE. Press enter and select the base point. This is the base point and this is the reference point. Now I can scale it according to my requirement. This command will work in different views, but right now we have used it to modify the sheet size only. You can test this command on multiple windows or multiple views. The next command we are using is MA. MA is the command to match properties. So let's select MA. Now select an object to copy its type. So I'll be selecting this internal wall, and now I'll be matching the property of the internal wall to external wall. Now it is matching the type of internal wall to external wall, but since the rebar was placed in it, so it has given me a warning that rebar is placed outside of the host. So this was just to demonstrate the match command. We will undo it now. So this is how match command works. For example, I have a particular type of wall here and a particular type of wall here, but I want to make this wall type similar to this one. So I'll press MA on the keyboard and select this wall and then select this wall, so that this wall would become similar to this one. This is how match command works. OF command is the offset command. Let's press OF and the offset command will be activated. You can offset multiple things at the specified distance. This distance is in the same units which we discussed previously. The units of the distance are specified in millimeters. Let's say I want to shift this wall at an offset distance of 250, and now here we have selected the copy option. It means that this wall will remain in its place and a new copy will be created. Let's make it 2500 millimeter, that means 2.5 meters. So the offset created for the new wall is at 2.5 distance from the previous wall, and that is how we use the offset command. The shortcut for offset command was OF. Let's move to the next command, that is LW. LW is the line weight command. Let's press LW. After pressing LW, line weight command shows that if you select a particular line and its line type, let's say but first we have to select, or let's select a wall. So this line's type is changed to the selected line type. LW command change the line type to the selected line type from this drop down menu. So that is how LW command works. Now we are going to discuss a very important, or rather useful command in a three-dimensional view. Let's say this is a three-dimensional view of the structure and I select this particular pile. I just want to see the isolated view of this particular pile rather than the whole structure. So I'll press BX on the keyboard, and this isolates this pile view from the whole three-dimensional view in a section box. If you want to view once again the whole view, then you just click anywhere else and uncheck the section box option from here. The whole view will be restored back again. Similarly, let's say I just want to see this particular framing. I select this framing group here, and I have selected this framing group and I press BX. So now I have isolated these particular set of framing beams from the whole view. This is how the isolate or the BX command works. You can remember the BX command by similarities with box. It closes your selected objects in a box view. Now the next command or the shortcut which we will be discussing is CS, that is a create similar object. Let's say I select this wall and I press CS. So the CS command will create a new wall very similar to the previous wall. Similarly, let's say I have to create this beam similar to a new beam similar to this beam. So I select this beam and press CS. So a new beam will be created with properties very similar to the previously selected beam. So that is how we use create similar command to create an object similar to the previous selected object. Now the next shortcut we are going to discuss is selection, related to selection. Let's say I select this particular beam, then this beam, then this beam. Let's say I have selected these three beams and mistakenly I press outside of this window and accidentally I unselect them. So this is kind of annoying that you have to make the selection once again. So there is an option in Revit to get the previous selection. All you have to do is you have to press Ctrl and left arrow on the keyboard, and this is how you get previous selection in the Revit. This command is also given in the list which I will be posting with this video. You can see that Ctrl+Left arrow on the keyboard gets previous selection. Now let's moving on towards the next shortcut in Autodesk Revit. There is an option in Autodesk Revit called thin lines option. Thin lines option actually shows you how the print preview of a particular type or a particular line weight would be visible when you print the view. So let's say the shortcut for thin line is TL. TL shortcut is shortcut for this thin line option. This option displays all the lines on the screen with a single width regardless of the zoom level. You can again turn off this level with TL command and the thickness would return to its original size. Similarly, we have another quick shortcut option for view graphic visibility. The shortcut for view graphic visibility is VV. So you directly go to the VV option and you can clearly see the visibility option in the view list. So this is how we can utilize the VV shortcut command in Autodesk Revit to isolate or select the visibility graphic override for a structural plan or a particular view which you have opened at the moment. Then we have another important feature in Autodesk Revit, that is view range. The shortcut for view range is VR. Directly, if you press VR, you can go to the view range option, and the view range option is very useful in setting the views for plans and sections. And similarly, let's say if I have to zoom out at a particular view and I have to see all the elements in a zoomed out manner. So the shortcut for zoom all is ZA, and you can clearly see the whole drawing or the whole structure drawn in a particular view or visible in a particular view as a whole. Then similarly, another command or the shortcut is DI. DI is utilized for dimensioning. You can directly measure the distance by pressing the DI command, and it is the shortcut for this command shown over here. Measure distance between two references or activate there is another command also called AC that activates the control dimensions. Similarly, move or align command, and we have already discussed the move command, but now let's say we have to discuss the align command. First we go to, let's say we draw a particular set of random walls here. So in utilizing the align command, we will use the shortcut AL, and we have to select the reference for the alignment. Let's say I select this reference and I want to align this wall in alignment with this wall. So this will align the both walls with the reference of the first wall selected. So that is how we use the align command. Then we have a trim and extend command as well. Let's say I draw a wall once again here. So I have drawn a wall here. Let's say I use the trim command, then I press TR. So this is how we utilize trim and extend command. The shortcut for trim and extend command in Revit is TR. Similarly, we can use the array command by shortcut AR. If we press array command and select the object and press enter. So we have to enter the number of arrays. Let's say I want to copy this wall 5 times, and you can select the base point, and this is how the same number of arrays will be created as the number you have specified with the distance between them as you specified using the cursor, and press enter. So this is how array command works. And the last command is very important. The command is KS. This command gives you the keyboard shortcuts. Here you can specify the shortcuts for all your requirements and the most utilized options. You can see the many of the options by default in Revit doesn't have any shortcut. So you can, let's say if I have to specify the structural trusses a shortcut, so I'll press, let's say my shortcut for trusses would be ASD, so I'll click on assign. So the shortcut for structural trusses would be assigned, and now click on OK and press ASD. Now the shortcut is working for structural trusses. So that is how these were the most important shortcuts and tips and tricks for Autodesk Revit. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please hit the like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.